Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101, the Rock Station.
Rockin' 101, the Rock Station. 812, Johnny Rock Show on a Tuesday. I asked him if he was calling from Hollyweird. He said, no, I'm on vacation in an undisclosed location, so it's none of my business. Topher Grace, how are you?
No, it's just that, whatever. My family, we've actually found a place where no one, bugs us. So
Hey.
try to keep it that way.
Yeah, I'd like to keep it that way too. None of my beeswax. Welcome. How you been? I don't think I've ever talked to you on the radio. I've been a fan for a long time. We had an interview set up like a year ago.
Oh, thanks.
And it fell through. But, yeah, I've been playing the theme to that 70s show here and there. Just getting ready. But I know that was a long time ago. You've done so much since then. And currently on ABC.
Oh, yeah, but that's one of my favorite things, man. I look back on that period of time. People ask me, like, do you mind me bringing up that 70s show? And I'm like, no, my God, we worked so hard on that show, and it was such a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Oh, that's great. I remember the first time I saw it, it was like the first season. It was one of those shows to me and I had the same reaction to Big Bang. I'm no TV executive, but I could tell that people were having fun making it, and it felt like a hit TV show, and lo and behold, it was. So you enjoyed your time on that show.
Well, that's really the key I've learned is, when you're an actor, you're supposed to fake it. I mean, you're essentially, faking everything, kind of lying. That's what the job is. But when you're on a show, like the one I'm on now, like Home Economics, it's like you got to make sure that this cast that you're with, you actually love and you actually have the feeling with them that you want the audience to have the feeling of. Because that's how it felt on that 70s show. We were all a real family and loved each other, and you could just tell we were having a blast. And I was so nervous when this show started because I wanted to have the same experience. And it's kind of like dating. You can hope that a date goes well, but you don't know until you really get there. And then about 2 days into filming, I was like, I'm like cocky now because this group is so great. I was so nervous it wouldn't happen again, but I'm very lucky.
Oh man, that's great. I remember a scene that really got me because it felt like myself in high school, which was late 70s, early 80s. I think it was you. You were defending sticks.
I think I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know what you mean. And let me tell you something. I'm shocked to hear that you might have done drugs in the 70s.
Oh, you knew I was going there. You were defending Styx over Led Zeppelin. Sometimes I just want to hear the mellow sounds of Styx or something. It was very good. Very well written.
Yeah, I love that episode. It was written by Greg Metler, who is a great writer and is actually writing, there's a spinoff called That 90s Show that they're doing at Netflix, and he's the writer of that. And he wrote that 6th episode.
Oh, that night? What is it going to be? Sometimes I just like to hear Vanilla Ice. No. Well, listen, Home Economics is on...
Oh, come on. Sticks aren't the Vanilla Ice of the 70s.
Oh, man. ABC, Home Economics. Now, you haven't done a real sitcom since that 70s show, I don't think. That's really been got some legs on.
Yeah, that's why I was so nervous doing it. But this cast is, I've been on a dream team before, and this is a dream team too. I mean, they are, beyond being funny and great, they're also there's a chemistry and a love between everyone that when you're in this many episodes every year, you just have to have, because it kind of bleeds into the show.
Absolutely. Well, it's a great show, too, and I'm glad that you have another hit on your hands. And your movie career, not too shabby. I'm going to tell my 13-year-old kid that Dad talked to Venom and Spider-Man 3 today. He'll think I'm a hero.
Oh, well, yes, until he sees the movie, I guess. But, the reason I'm doing this, talking to you is we have Mark Cuban on Home Economics this Wednesday. It's like... our writers came up with this idea. The whole show is about, I'm kind of jealous of my younger brother who's much richer than I am. And we find out he has a poker group that he hasn't told us about. So his siblings are all really mad. And then one of the writers kind of said, like, what if Mark Cuban was in his poker group? And we went, oh, that'd be funny, but he's probably the most famous billionaire on earth. Would that be possible? And not only did he say yes, he was amazing. He's really funny, and it's one of my favorite episodes we've done so far.
Wow. Well, he got a chance to work with you. I mean, let's be serious here. I mean, come on.
No, let me tell you something. He was not only really good at the acting, but then he started improvising jokes, and they were so funny. And at a certain point, I turned to Jimmy Tatro, who plays my brother, and we were like, "Hey, Mark, why don't you slow down? Like, like you're making us look bad, but you already have $7 billion. You know, stay in your lane, man."
Stay in your lane. I got to ask, and I'm assuming it was great, but as an actor working with Spike Lee on Black Klansman, great experience.
Oh, yeah. Look, one of the greatest directors ever to direct, and I was so lucky to get that role. I think I read the script because I wanted to read anything Spike was doing. There are a couple directors where I say, just send me whatever the movie is. And they said, oh, there's not a role for you in this movie. And I read it, and I went, I don't know, I think I got an idea on how to play David Duke. And my whole, you know, you have these managers and agents in Hollywood, and they were kind of like, what do you mean? I mean, they weren't looking for those type of roles for me. And I thought, I don't want to play this type of role. He's a terrible human, but the role was written so well. Yeah, bad person, good character, you know. So I was very excited to go meet with Spike and try to convince him that I could do it.
Well, you did it all right. You're doing it all. You're a Renaissance man, I like to say. Look at you. Well, hey,
thank you, man.
Anytime you want to come back, you're more than welcome. Big fan, and I'm glad you could.
Well, look, takes one to know one, Johnny. Thank you.
Oh, aren't you sweet? I'm glad we could talk about the 70s show and home economics on ABC. Mark Cuban. I mean, look at that. I'll let you get back to your vacation and your undisclosed
location. I just gotta siege into the. I just gotta become a billionaire, and I can hang with Mark all the time.
There you go. Hey, why not? I bet you're halfway there, living on a prayer. There you go. Well, hey, we'll play you out with the theme song. Oh, you're the best. Hey,
thanks for having me, man.
Hey, anytime. There you go. There he goes. Topher Grace, everybody. Let me tell you something. That's a class act. I can tell just by his demeanor. It's really early where he's calling from. Did a great job. Thank you, Topher Grace. But again, it's Minnesota.
Rockin' 101, the Johnny Rock Show in the morning on the Rock Station.